Hey, what is up, drummers of InstaTube? Just following up my myths of goal setting video with myths of mindset. Now, 2024, we are absolutely flooded with all kinds of self-help gurus offering advice. Some of it really good, some of it, and some of it not good at all. It's a mixed bag out there, and you got to be careful who you take advice from, myself included. But one of the common catchphrases that you hear is mindset is everything. Everything. That's a big call. Now, I might have fallen into that thinking or trap myself at certain points and thought, yeah, that's a good mantra. That's a nice, catchy, smart sounding thing to sort of strive for and live by, positive mindset. Now, much like goal setting, in my goal setting video, I wasn't there to say goal setting itself is a bad idea. I was talking about the myths around goal setting. Similarly, on this video, mindset, I'm all about positive mindset. I'm all about mindset is a very important thing, but I want to talk about the myths around it. Now, let's just think about mindset is everything. And I want to offer to you that action is everything. Mindset is great in theory, but actions speak 1,000 words, right? So you can think positive all you want. You can think you're going to do this. You're going to plan to do that. You're going to goal set to do that. All these great positive things that are definitely going to benefit you and be great for your career, great for your drumming, great for your personal development. But without the action, you're setting yourself up for disappointment, and you're hurting yourself because you failed, right? If you have this goal, let's say it might be to lose weight. Let's say it might be to go to the gym 30 days in a row, to practice on the pad every day this week, to do this, to do that. If you don't take the action and don't do it, you set up this resentment at a subconscious level, resentment of yourself, feeling of worthlessness because you didn't achieve that goal. So I offer to you that mindset is not everything. The action is everything. In fact, in a way, the goal setting and the mindset, you could think of them as irrelevant. If you just take action, you will progress, you will improve. So if you just do the thing, whatever the thing is, if you just do it, you'll start taking steps. Now, I think of students, especially adult students, are often guilty of this. I want to practice and get really good, and then I'm going to join a band. That's kind of the same sort of scenario. You should have just joined a band. You should have just started a band. Then you would have gotten good. It's the action. Maybe you want to make a video, a YouTube video, or a TikTok video, or an Instagram, whatever it is. And you're thinking, how can I make this the best video? I've seen this amazing video by this other person. How can I beat that or make a video as good as that? And you start planning. Have you ever done this? And you start planning, okay, I'm going to do this, I'm going to say that. And then, the next day you've forgotten, what you were thinking. You've forgotten that train of thought. And the video just never happened. You should have just made the video. Oh, but I didn't have good audio equipment. Oh, but my phone's an older model iPhone. It doesn't have a good video capture. I didn't have a good location to film it. The lighting wasn't good. I was too busy that day. There's always going to be something in the way. It's never going to be the perfect storm of a great idea. Oh, I'm just happened to be in a great location. Oh, and I've got my mic all set up. Oh, and I've got the lighting. It doesn't work like that. Nothing is perfect. You just have to take action and do it. If you've got a good idea, in that example of a video, just make the video. I make videos in my car. I'll leave it up to you to decide whether they're good or not, and whether they hit those standards of great video quality, great audio quality. But it's more in those cases something that I have to get out, like this video. I feel like I just have to get it out. Often, you know, I'll be driving. In this case, I drove to my studio. I was teaching at a school, drove into my studio, and I was just thinking about this, that I was thinking about the goal setting video I did and all the things that I forgot to say or wanted to clarify in that video that, oh, I should have said this, should have said that. And then I thought, you know, this really ties in, and it should follow on mindset, because they are buzzwords. We all know, and we all get told, you must set goals. You must have a positive mindset. You must do this. You got to do that. That's the key. That's the secret. Well, is it? How about just doing the thing? So I want to be good enough where I can play 50 gigs next year. Why not just do 50 gigs and see what happens? Because I can promise you, if you wait a year to be good enough to do 50 gigs the following year, you could have just done 50 gigs and be better. And, you know, the next year you get 100 gigs. It is all about the action. And I know what you're thinking. Well, how am I going to get 50 gigs? I had this exact scenario. I was talking to a friend who was a world-class producer, and we were actually taking a stroll along the beach. Sounds like a sounds like a phony story, but it's actually completely true. We're taking a stroll on the beach. This is many, many years ago now, before I was even seriously gigging or anything like that, or teaching. And was really keen on my drums and wanted to have a career in drums, though. And I was talking to him, and he was already a lot more established. And he said to me, you know, from what you're telling me, I think you should just go and do like 250 gigs and then come back to me. 250 gigs? How? I'm not in a position to do 250 gigs. I'm not good enough to do 250 gigs. Where am I going to get 250 gigs? And the more I thought about it, it was just so genius, because it was like, oh, well, now the whole goal has changed, and that's going to require action. And it kicked off a series of events that led to me being able to do 250 gigs or thereabouts in a year. And he was right. I did go back to him, and my drumming had fundamentally changed. My view of the instrument had fundamentally changed. My view of myself, how to get places in the industry, how to get places as a drummer, how to get hired. So although I guess that is a goal in a way, and I guess that you could say that's a mindset shift, it was more about the action. The goal setting and the mindset is essential. Don't get me wrong, they are needed, but don't forget the action bit. Because dreams, there's a quote that I heard the other day, and I don't want to misquote anyone, so I'm not going to attribute it to anybody. I think dreams without action are just dreams. They're just floating around. And again, if you do not act on them, if you do not do anything, if you do not action them, they're going to come back to haunt you, because you're going to say, well, you know, I had all this potential, and I could have done this, and I could have done that, and I had all these great ideas, and hey, I had that idea before that guy did it, and I had that idea before that girl did it, and I could have been that. You didn't take action. Just take action. There is a thing called the spotlight effect, where we think of ourselves as being viewed and observed and judged a lot more than we are. In general, most people don't care. If you're worried about releasing a video, for example, because you're worried what people might think or people might say, they don't care. They're busy enough worrying about themselves. Just put it out. Just do that gig. Just accept that gig. Just ask that friend to jam. Hit up that drum teacher. Get that lesson. That's action. That is actually the hard bit. The hard bit is doing the thing. Take action.